So QA leaders are really walking a genuine tightrope right now. You're expected to scale quality across the entire enterprise, this massive thing, while also, you know, speeding up release cycles like crazy. Well, it feels almost impossible sometimes. Okay, let's dig into the core problem here.
Yeah, and what's interesting is how the sources really zero in on why the traditional approach just breaks down under this pressure. It's that fragmented tool stack. It's like everyone's juggling these separate tools, Selenium here, Appium there, something else for APIs. And they all need constant, painful maintenance. They don't really talk to each other. And then, bam, they become the bottleneck, slowing things down just when you absolutely need speed.
Right, that fragmentation is the real killer.
Yeah.
So our source material today, it talks about ZAP-Test as a way around that. Their whole goal seems pretty straightforward. Shift QA from being that bottleneck everyone dreads into something more like strategic and enabler. But that needs two big shifts, right? One's technical, the other's organizational.
Absolutely. The whole system has to change. It can't just be separate checkers anymore. It needs to be, well, one unified engine.
Usually, if you want to test one feature across the website, your iOS app, Android, and desktop, that's 4 tests. 4 different frameworks. That's just massive duplication of effort.
Exactly. And that repetition, that's where the big maintenance headache comes from. So one ZAP-T tackles this differently. It focuses on the business process, the UI object, not just the underlying code for each platform. You build like one test flow, and the engine underneath translates and runs that single script across web, mobile, desktop, APIs instantly. So you immediately cut out that 4x effort. Gone.
Okay, wow. The impact on maintenance must be huge then. Change a button, fix one script, not 4. Got it. But you still have to actually write the test cases, right? That's still a lot of work. This is where the AI stuff comes in. Sources mentioned Copilot and Plan Studio. We should probably define those, make sure it's not just jargon.
Yeah, good point. It's important to be clear what they actually do. These AI features, they're really designed to cut down on that painful manual work. Copilot is basically your AI assistant for creating the scripts. It helps automate generating them, refining the syntax. It can turn like plain language or recorded steps into code much faster. And then Plan Studio, that tackles the governance side, things like documentation. It automatically generates and updates your docs, your test coverage reports, traceability as the script runs. So you don't get that massive documentation backlog at the end that, frankly, sinks a lot of projects.
Just having great tools isn't enough to scale across a big, complex company, right? You need structure, which is why the sources really emphasize setting up a testing center of excellence, a TCOE.
The TCOE is kind of the organizational glue. It connects that technical efficiency to actual business results. Its main job is unification. So, for instance, and make sure every team, mobile in Berlin, web in Seattle, wherever, uses the same reporting dashboards. Same standards, so on a Tuesday morning, test case passed means the same thing everywhere. That gives management reliable, consolidated reports.
And, crucially, this scaling idea is backed up financially by unlimited enterprise licensing and expert support. This tackles that whole runaway cost problem, which is a real fear. Normally you test more platforms, you just pay more and more. It almost penalizes you for doing a better job.
Right. Unlimited licensing flips that script. It lets companies expand test coverage without worrying about costs spiraling out of control. And when you put that cost certainty together with the tech efficiency, well, that's when you start seeing the results mentioned in the sources. QA really does become a strategic partner, a profit protector. You get faster releases, fewer defects slipping through, and yeah, those big ROI gains, they specifically mention up to 10x savings compared to the old fragmented ways.
That's a really powerful combination then. It seems like modern QA success really hinges on this 2-part strategy. You need the tech innovation like the single script automation and AI, but it has to be married directly to strong organizational structure, like the TCOE. Both have to be working together to really scale quality effectively.
Exactly. The platform and the policy, hand in hand.
So here's a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. If using a single script across all platforms is the tech shortcut, automating the execution part and unlocking that potential 10x ROI, what's the next big manual process outside of just running the script itself? What's the next frontier that needs that kind of automation push to get the next wave of massive efficiency gains? We're talking about maybe spinning up test environments, or perhaps the whole triage and root cause analysis piece. Something to think about as you look at where your teams are really spending their manual effort today.